minutes away from 8 o'clock. Good morning. The African Transformation Movement has responded to the Public Protector's preliminary report into the Phala Phala farm scandal. Let me just give you the background on what the report said. It cleared President Ramaphosa of any wrongdoing in the 2020 robbery at his game farm in Limpopo. The party then came out, lodged the initial complaint against the president with the Public Protector in June of last year. It accused him of violating his oath of office and the Prevention and Combating of Corruption Activities Act. But acting Public Protector has said that the president had not acted improperly. Well, let's get the reaction then to that preliminary report. ATM Spokesperson Zama Ntshona joining us this morning. Hello to you, Zama. Good to have you with us on ENCA. So what actually is the response in your replying affidavit? Just bring me up to speed.
Good morning to you and the viewers. As the African Transformation Movement, we believe that the Section 89 report that had the senior judge, you had a former Chief Justice and a senior counsel, was spot on and in line with the merits and the demerits of this particular case. This is why it is important, though, as you would remember, Section 7, subsection 9 of the Public Protector Act does not allow me to go to the nitty-gritties of everything that is contained, but I'm just going to try and summarize. But fundamental to this, that report becomes the cornerstone of the ATM argument on the violations of Section 96, subsection 2A on other paid work, the violation of the PRECA Act, Section 34, subsection 1, on the issue of conflict of interest, and the issue of the issuing of an unlawful instruction. But central to all of that are the admissions of the president. When the president said, I'm a farmer, I sell animals, the money from my farm, the proceeds from a game sale, and subsequent to that, he says, some of you here are my clients. Now take that and note also that Phala Phala is a close cooperation with only one owner. So whatever definition you use, the proceeds of that particular, or the profits rather, of that particular company are going to go to the president. And therefore, on the issue of the embarking on a project or embarking on other paid work cannot be something that can be swept under the carpet, because the president himself has actually acceded to that.
So I imagine then, Zama, you would agree with the statements of former President Thabo Mbeki, who's come out, and this is widely reported, that this preliminary report by the Public Protector is not in fact a final report. You'll concede that, but it actually just poses more questions which need to be answered by the president. You would agree with that sentiment by the former president?
As much as we would agree that this is a preliminary report, but it begs a question. Why would such a fundamental confession from the president not be reflected even in the preliminary report? Because, I mean, you don't have to dig for evidence here. You don't even have to interview people on this. On national television, broadcasted across the world, in the globe, the man makes an admission that he's embarking on other paid work. Why would that not be reflected even in the preliminary report? We agree. The finalization is going to be looking into the issues that we are raising, but why would such a confession be omitted or not reflected to the consistent to the Section 89 panel on this preliminary report?
And if you were to answer your own question, what would you say?
It is one of the things that you look into and you worry, because you would remember that there were extensions that happened without us knowing a complainant on 2 occasions, including when the Public Protector said, if you do not do this, I will then summon you or I will give you the... But you see that there is a sluggish behavior when it comes to dealing with the president and making him accountable. Even though it is not for us to say right now, till we wait for the finalization of the report. But this omission, it is too glaring and it is worrying.
What would you now do with this replying affidavit has come out? What are the timelines on this? Because I think the country as a whole is starting to get a sense that with all the affidavits, the replying affidavits, the arguments, the counter arguments, we're starting to go down a rabbit hole here, and it's starting to get difficult to follow. So what is the timeline on this? The replying affidavit from yourselves has come out. You are wanting exactly what from the public protector, and by when?
Right. On the issue of the timeline, when we wrote to the public protector, we made mention of Section 3, subsection 2 of the Executive Members Ethics Act, which says within 30 days, the public protector must issue an interim report. So we expected that within 30 days from the time we submitted this report that only came over 100 days later must have come to us then. It is imperative, as in yesterday. Of course, we do not want a rushed job. We want this to be thorough, but it is imperative that a cloud over the president is removed. And the only way that can be removed is if the public protector does the right thing. And the right thing in the interest of justice would be to consider all the aspects and swiftly move along to issuing out remedial actions, which it would actually be surprising to us if those remedial actions would be contrary to the findings of the Section 89 panel.
And that is the timeline and the outcome expected. At least that is what you're hoping for with this as well. So we'll wait to see this interim report. There's been a preliminary report. There's now been a responsive affidavit. And now the call from the African Transformation Movement is for an interim report to come out with those details that Zama was talking about. Zama Ntshona, the ATM spokesperson, joining us this morning.